Yeah. So, hello, good evening. It's a lovely Tuesday evening, and I'm excited to be back. I just want to thank Soji for holding forth last week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate appreciate you. Thank you. I hope that last week the guests that connected were able to get value. And well, judging by your comments, you got a lot of value, and I'm really grateful. I was unavoidably absent. Now it's another week and it's another question. And so this night, I'm going to address the question of what do customers really want? What do
What do
customers
customers
really
really
want?
want
Now,
now?
okay,
Okay,
so
so
that's a
that's a
million
million
dollar
dollar
question.
question.
If
If
you're an
you're an
entrepreneur,
entrepreneur,
if
if
you're
you're
running a
running a
business,
business,
you
you
constantly
constantly
ask
ask
yourself,
yourself,
what is
what
it
is it
my
my
customers
customers
are
are
looking
looking
for?
for?
What do
What do
they
they
want?
want?
Now,
Now,
I'm
I'm
going to
going to
try
try
to
to
address
address
that
that
question
question
from
from
by
by
first of
first
all
of all
asking,
asking,
as
as
always,
always,
the
the
first
first
place I
place I
start
start
from
from
is
is
what
what
business
business
do
do
you
you
do?
do?
What
What
business
business
are
are
you
you
in?
in?
In
In
what
what
area
area
do
do
you
you
practice
practice
your
your
enterprise?
enterprise?
Now, if
Now,
I
if I
know
know
what it
what it
is
is
that
that
you
you
do,
do,
then we
then we
can
can
begin
begin
to
to
second
second
guess
guess
what the
what the
customers
customers
in
in
that
that
segment
segment
want.
want.
But
But
on a
on a
general
general
basis,
basis,
there
there
is,
is,
I mean, obviously,
obviously,
there
there
are
are
some trends that, how do you say, that resonate in different sectors. So I'm going to address it from two perspectives. I'm going to look at what your product is, what you're offering, and I'm going to look at it from what the needs are, what the client's service needs would be. Okay. So from a product perspective, the first thing is, who are you producing for? What exactly are they looking for? What's your product design? How have you designed the product to address the gap that you identified that you want to you want to fill? Because every business is set up to solve a problem. So what problem is your business set up to solve? Now, once you know what your business is set up to solve, how have you designed your product? What is the design around it? What's the thinking behind that design? Is it a functional product? If I buy, will it address the needs that I have? Or does it still leave me with gaps? Are there things that, you know, it can do and things that it is not able to do? So let me give you a typical example. I mean, we all use Nokia phones. If you're anywhere near my age, you use Nokia phones. We're all very excited about Nokia phones because they seem to be phones for idiots like me. And they were very functional. And we thought nothing could be better. And then Apple showed up. Okay, first Motorola, and then we had what's the other one? BlackBerry. BlackBerry was the very first smartphone, and we all thought, oh wow, it's not going to get any better. But we had issues with BlackBerry. I had a lot of issues with BlackBerry. It wasn't very user friendly. You had to leave the page to go to another page to do something and come back to be able to do another thing. It's just very difficult. And then they brought us Apple phones, and that is your classic idiot phone. Because before you even know you have a need, before you can anticipate a problem, Apple has provided you with the solution right there in the phone. So that is a classic example of an amazing product design that transcends target markets. So you're not targeting the high net worth clients, you're not targeting the low end clients, you're targeting everybody. Anybody who can pick up a phone can use an Apple phone. And that's just the incredible thing about it. And it's no wonder that their sales have hit and broken the ceilings in every jurisdiction. So that is the functionality that we're talking about in your product design. How functional is your product? How much of the needs or in the gap that you identified does it really solve? Then what is your price? pricing is one of the most difficult things, because you're thinking, if I price too low, people think it's cheap. If I price too high, they think it's for a certain percentile. So it's kind of finding that happy medium, that happy balance, that happy place that allows you to achieve maximum um, maximum reach, so that even people who don't have a lot, because it's so functional, they're able to buy because they see value. And people who have a lot are still, still incentivized to buy because they also see value and they don't consider it a cheap product, you know. Now, so how convenient is the product? What is the user experience? So when I use the product, how excited am I? How many times do I have to leave one place to go to another place to do something and then have to come back? If I'm if I buy a product that is user friendly is the word that comes to mind. Where the user experience is absolutely top notch, you find that I'm more likely to go back and get that product again. So I'll give you a classic example. I bought a shaving, whatever, I don't know what it's called. It's not a razor. You charge it. It's a rechargeable, well, how could it a shaving, what a barbing thing? But I use it to shave my underarm and everything. And honestly, I've had this thing for like 2 years, and I want to go back and get it for everyone I know. Why? The user experience is so good. When I shave, the hair doesn't go back quickly. um it's it literally just rolls off the hair. It doesn't pinch my skin. I never have any cuts, so it's such an amazing little shaving device that I want to tell everyone about it. That is convenience, that is use, and I can travel with it. It's packed so small that it fits into my hand luggage, any kind of luggage I'm carrying. It fits into my little purse, that I can take out in the evenings. Now, so that's the convenience, that's the user experience. What is the experience people are getting from your products? How excited are they at the functionality? Now, so let me talk about service, because, we're almost out of time. Um, let's address service needs, right? A lot of people think they don't have to sell their products. They think if I make something very good, it would sell itself. Okay, let me just help you along. No, not exactly. It won't sell itself. People's People that are buying it still have to have a good experience with your sales force. They have to have a good experience with your help desk. They have to have a good experience with the people that are selling to them. Okay, so the most important, in sales, we've come to realize that the most important um, behavioral characteristic or quotient that you need to have is emotional intelligence. It's with emotional intelligence that you get empathy. It is, you have to be empathetic. You have to know, put yourself in people's shoes. You have to understand when they complain that they're not having a go at you, they're complaining genuinely about something that has upset them, either with your service delivery or with your product. So it's important that you really pay attention and understand exactly what it is that they're saying. Sometimes we listen when people complain, but we're only listening to respond. We're not listening to um, understand and address the issue. We're just waiting for our turn to speak. So in addressing, in looking at service needs, it's important that you remain empathetic. Um, what customers want from you, from a service end, is also honesty. if a product, let me take a tailor, for instance. I go into a shop or tailoring place, and they sell ready to wear things, and I'm trying stuff on. I don't want the person there to tell me I look great in everything. I want some level of honesty. I want them to be able to tell me this doesn't look right, you know, and this fits better, that fits better. It helps me make decisions. It helps me along. So it's important that we give honest feedback. We are transparent with the terms and conditions of our business. We don't change it as the mood, as the mood drives us. We're steadfast. If we commit to something, that we see it through, that we remain and maintain our integrity. It's in all these characteristics of what we would expect when we deal with enterprises. Therefore, it is exactly what people would expect when they deal with us. So that is the second thing I would say about service needs. And the final thing is, you've got to make yourself accessible. You've got to make yourself accessible. People have to be able to reach you. If you're selling things and people cannot reach you, then I don't know how they're going to get whatever it is you want them to get out of this. If you've sold stuff to them, or you've built something for them, or you've delivered a product to them, and they need to reach you and they can't, then it's difficult for me to see how they're going to come back, and do a repeat sale. And it's also important that you give people options, that you give them options that are sensible options. So if I was going into a shop to buy A, and I know that I can also see B, C, D, and I can take a look and I can see the benefits of each and every option, then it helps me make a more informed decision as a customer. So of course I want that. I want more information to enable me make a decision. Now, I hope that these have addressed the concerns, but please let me remind you, if you've loved any of the videos, if you liked this, if it has answered some of the questions that you have, please share this video with your friends. Invite them to join our Facebook group. Invite them to join our mailing list. So you can go to our Facebook group, Enterprise Experts, on Facebook, or you can go to our website at www.enterpriseexperts.com. This is your girl, Chioma, and I'm signing off from this week's edition of Ask Chioma Anything. Look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday. Keep sending in those questions, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Love you. Good night.
Okay, all right.